Imagine this, a moonlit night in the bustling outskirts of Lagos, Nigeria, where the air hums with the distant roar of okadas and the faint scent of akara frying in the streets. But right next to a sprawling cemetery, where ancient mango trees stand like silent guardians over forgotten graves, a single lantern flickers in a small salon. Inside, a woman braids hair with fingers that dance like they're weaving spells. Little does she know, the dead are watching, and they're about to speak. Welcome to the tale of Amina, the braider who turned whispers from the grave into a fortune. But at what cost? Stick around, because this story has a twist that'll leave you questioning every shadow in your own backyard. In the heart of Ikeja, Lagos, where the city's chaos meets the quiet edge of eternity, lived a woman named Amina Okoro. She was a force of nature, tall and sturdy like the Iroko trees of her Yoruba ancestors, with skin the color of rich cocoa and eyes that sparkled with the fire of 1,000 market hagglings. Amina had grown up in a modest compound, the youngest of 7 siblings, learning the art of hair braiding from her late mother, Iya Alake, who could twist cornrows so tight they'd last through a harmattan storm. Life hadn't been kind to Amina. Her father Danjuma died young in a Danfo accident on the Third Mainland Bridge, leaving the family scraping by on her mother's braiding skills. Amina married early, to a man named Okoro, who promised the world but delivered only debts and disappearances. By 35, she was a single mother to 2 girls, Chioma and Nkechi, hustling in the informal economy like so many Nigerian women. But Amina had a dream, her own salon, where she'd braid not just hair but futures, teaching young girls the trade, empowering them to stand on their own. The problem? Rent in Lagos was sky high, eating up dreams like termites on wood. That's when fate, or perhaps something more sinister, stepped in. An old family plot near the Atan Cemetery came up for lease. It was dirt cheap, literally, right on the fringe where the living world blurred into the dead. Superstitions ran deep in these parts. Folks whispered about Egungun spirits wandering at night, or the ghosts of colonial-era victims seeking revenge. No one wanted to set up shop there. "But Amina?" She laughed it off. "No only dead people dey there," she'd say with a wink, "and dem no dey complain about noise." So she built her salon, a simple zinc-roofed shack with colorful posters of Afro hairstyles fluttering in the breeze. She named it Amina's Crowns, because every braid was a crown for the queens who sat in her chair. By day, it buzzed with life. Market women from Oshodi came for box braids before their long shifts. University girls from Unilag popped in for goddess locks to slay at parties. Even the occasional Oyinbo tourist, drawn by the authentic vibe, left with twists and tales of African hospitality. Amina's fingers were magic. She'd weave in beads from the Benin markets, tell stories of Anansi the spider to keep kids still, and mix shea butter potions that left hair shining like the Lagos lagoon under sunlight. But as the sun dipped low, casting long shadows from the cemetery's iron gates, things got strange. At first, it was subtle. A customer named Bose, a plump trader with a laugh like thunder, swore she heard whispering while Amina braided her faux locks. "Like voices from the wind," Bose said, eyes wide. Amina brushed it off. Probably the wind rustling through the acacia trees. Then came the dreams. Amina would wake up sweating. Visions of her mother, Iya Alake, standing at the salon's door, her ethereal form draped in a dire cloth, mouthing words Amina couldn't hear. Word spread like wildfire in the neighborhood WhatsApp groups. "Amina's place dey haunted O," folks texted. But, curiously, business boomed. Nigerians love a good mystery. Some came for the braids, others for the thrill. Amina leaned into it, hanging dream catchers made from kente scraps and playing high-life music to drown out any ghostly noises. Her girls, Chioma, the sassy 12-year-old, and Nkechi, the quiet 8-year-old dreamer, helped after school, sweeping floors and fetching water from the borehole. Life was good, or so it seemed. One rainy evening, as thunder rumbled like the gods were arguing, a new customer arrived. Her name was Ezin, an elegant Igbo woman from Enugu who'd just moved to Lagos for work. She wanted passion twists, long and flowing like the Niger River. As Amina worked, the rain pounded the roof like impatient ancestors. Ezin chatted about her life, a corporate job at a bank, but a heart yearning for something more spiritual. "I sense energies," she said mysteriously. "This place, it hums with them." Mid-braid, the power cut out, Nepa added again. In the dim lantern light, Ezin froze. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. Amina paused, comb in hand. At first, nothing. Then, faint but clear, whispers. Not wind, not imagination. Voices, overlapping like a choir in a masquerade festival. They spoke in Yoruba, Igbo, Pidgin, fragments of stories, pleas, secrets. Amina's heart raced. She'd heard rumors of the cemetery's history. It was built over an old slave trading ground from the 1800s, where souls were bartered like yams. Colonial ghosts, they said, mixed with African spirits unwilling to cross over. But Amina was practical. She grabbed her phone torch and stepped outside. The rain had stopped, leaving the air thick and misty. Graves gleamed wetly under the moon, and there, by the fence separating her salon from the cemetery, a figure stood. It was no ghost. It was a man, gaunt and ragged, dressed in tattered agbada. He clutched a bundle, eyes wild. "Sister," he rasped. "Help me! They're coming." Amina's instincts kicked in. Lagos streets had taught her caution, but also compassion. She pulled him inside, away from prying eyes. His name was Baba Kola, a former gravedigger who'd fallen on hard times. The whispers? Not spirits, but people. A network of homeless folks living in the cemetery's overgrown sections, hiding from police raids and land grabbers. They communicated through whispers at night, sharing food scraps and warnings. But that was only the beginning. As Baba Kola warmed up with a cup of gari, he revealed more. Years ago, while digging a grave, he'd found something, an old chest buried deep from the slave era. Inside, gold coins, artifacts, relics, smuggled by ancestors resisting the British. He'd hidden it, fearing thieves. But now, with developers eyeing the land for a new mall, he needed help to retrieve it before it was lost forever. Amina's mind spun. This could change everything. Sell the artifacts to museums, fund her daughter's education, expand her salon into a chain teaching braiding across Nigeria. But it was risky. Grave robbing was taboo, and the developers were connected, backed by corrupt officials who'd stop at nothing. Over the next weeks, Amina dove deeper. By day, she braided hair, listening to customers gossip about the haunted salon, which only drew more crowds. By night, she met with Baba Kola and his Whisper Network, a ragtag group including Mama Ngozi, a wise herbalist from the East, and young Sani, a Hausa boy with a knack for locks, both hair and the mechanical kind. They planned the retrieval, navigating the cemetery's maze of tombs under cover of darkness. Tensions built. Strange occurrences escalated. Not ghosts, but sabotage. Tools went missing from the salon. Whispers turned to threats scrawled on her door. "Leave or join the dead." Amina suspected the developers, led by a slick businessman named Chief Okafor, who'd once offered to buy her out cheap. He paraded as a philanthropist, but rumors swirled of his ties to land mafias. One night, during a full moon festival, when the streets echoed with Fuji music, they struck. Amina, Baba Kola, and the crew sneaked in, hearts pounding. Digging quietly, they unearthed the chest. Inside, gleaming gold, beaded necklaces, carved ivory, treasures that screamed of Africa's stolen heritage. But as they hauled it up, flashlights pierced the dark. Chief Okafor's goons ambushed them, clubs raised. A chase ensued through the graves, dodging headstones like in a Nollywood thriller. Amina, clutching a gold amulet, tripped over a root, but in that moment, the whispers saved them. The network emerged from the shadows. Dozens of hidden souls, armed with sticks and stones, overwhelming the attackers. Chief Okafor fled, his scheme exposed. Back at the Salon as dawn broke, Amina held the amulet. It was engraved with her family crest. Turns out her ancestors were guardians of these relics, hidden during the slave raids. Iya Alake had known, passing the secret in those dreams. The ghosts were echoes of her lineage, guiding her. But here's the twist that'll blow your mind. The chest wasn't just gold. Deep inside, wrapped in faded cloth, was a map to more hidden treasures across Nigeria, a network of ancestral vaults meant to fund revolutions against colonialism. Baba Kola wasn't a mere gravedigger. He was Amina's long-lost uncle, separated at birth, planted there by fate to protect the legacy. And Chief Okafor, her ex-husband Tunde's brother, seeking revenge for her leaving the family. The whispers weren't just warnings. They were calls to reclaim power, turning Amina from a braider into a modern-day warrior queen. In the end, Amina donated most artifacts to the National Museum, keeping enough to build Amina's Crowns Academy, a school for underprivileged girls to learn trades. The cemetery? It became a protected heritage site, with the Whisper Network rehoused in community homes she funded. Moral: in the shadows of our past lie the strengths of our future. Listen to the whispers of your ancestors. They might just braid a path to empowerment. Superstitions often mask real truths, and true wealth comes from community, not greed. Whew, what a ride. If this story had you on the edge of your seat, imagining the spirits of Lagos whispering in your ear, hit that like button. Subscribe for more African tales with twists that'll keep you glued. Next up, a story from the savannas of Kenya. Share this with a friend who loves a good mystery, and drop in the comments. What's the spookiest thing that's happened to you near a cemetery? Let's build this community. Your sub could unlock more epic stories.